Hi, I'm Agent Ford. Do you think you can help me solve another true crime mystery? Our day-to-day life has changed a lot during the last decade. Social media and the internet in general are now an essential step in our social life. This online world, though, is very often filled with many twisted mysteries. Just how it opens many doors and opportunities for many people, it could also become the cause of their nightmares for others. Today's case revolves around just that. We will look over how this online space became hell for a personality called Elena Cohen. Just in case you never heard of Elena Cohen, she was a singer-songwriter who began releasing some of her tracks on YouTube in hopes of making it big later in life. This was as far back as the year 2010. At the time, she was just a teenager trying to use the internet to make her dreams of becoming a renowned superstar come true. This was very short-lived due to cyber stalking and harassment, which later led to her sudden disappearance in 2014. There are so many musical acts that YouTube has aided to reach the limelight of their musical career. It would surprise you to know that artists like Justin Bieber and Ed Sheeran started out by sharing their music on YouTube and promoting their talent the best they could. Eventually, they built the audience that they needed to succeed in their careers, which soon led to them reaching the spotlight that everyone sees them under today. Elena Cohen was one out of many who were hoping to follow through with this talent promotion trend. It started first on August 25, 2006, when she created a channel under the brand name Elenax. It was just a channel that she made, but soon after she became active on it with consistent music videos. She was able to amass such an exceptional audience thanks to her breathtaking voice and unique rendition. If you've ever listened to one of her songs, you would know that it was a rare voice that she had, and soon off, so many renowned musical names would take a break off of their career to come and listen to the content that she was dishing out with her talent. Elena's voice was so appealing that it would immediately attract anyone at first glance through her YouTube page. If you had been following her story from the inception of her channel, you would know that she has what it takes to become a formidable name in the music industry. In a short matter of time, she was able to amass as much as 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and like any other musician, that was more than enough motivation to continue dropping some new tracks. By the end of 2011, she had already gathered an insane amount of fans. In case you were wondering what kind of songs she sang, sometimes she would release cover songs for top-rated tracks of superstars, and occasionally she would release her own original music. Everyone began to imagine that her breakthrough was somewhat close, which would be seen from the number of positive comments that paraded her page. From 2012 until 2014, it seemed more like her love for music was beginning to dwindle. Those who had followed her from her early uploads started to notice that in 2012, the number of music videos that she released reduced drastically. And honestly, that should have been the moment that everyone should have seen that something was wrong with Elena. After all, A-list artists take breaks from the game sometimes, right? Many of her fans thought that she might have been going through her timeout phase and that she would come back better and stronger. Unfortunately, that moment never came for Elena Cohen. One day, she signed back into her YouTube channel and made most of her videos private. Eventually, only 3 videos were visible on her page. That is quite unusual, isn't it? Gradually, and as time would have it, she began to delete all of her music videos on YouTube. Most of her pages on respective social media platforms were also deleted. At this point, her fans started to worry, wondering what exactly was going on with Elena. She was the kind of person who would update her social media page when she wanted to make a move, but there were no words from her at that time. Instead, the pictures and videos that she posted online began to vanish, one after the other, until she became a ghost that many of her online fans could no longer have access to. As time would have it, many of her fans began to ask questions regarding Elena's whereabouts. She was no longer posting on her YouTube page, and she wasn't found on any social media page either. On one occasion, one of her fans commented saying that she missed Elena when a random commenter came through saying that Elena was dead. It was pretty strange, but what made it even creepier was the name of the account under which the cryptic comment came from was called Ethunder, and from the look of things, they had been stalking Elena for years, posting things related to a conspiracy theory of which Elena was part. When you do a quick search on Google, you can see that this unknown man was still posting music videos of her on a different YouTube page right after Elena disappeared. Gradually, from a few hundred subscribers, he went on to gain about 1,000 more, given the pointers that he was insanely obsessed with Elena Cohen's personality. Over time, some inquisitive fans of Elena Cohen's music were able to decipher that not only did this strange man sound deranged, he also had various other accounts which he used to disseminate worrisome content about the missing singer. In 2017, a little story from Ethunder's account on Facebook added some facts to Elena's sudden disappearance. In his post, he stated that he was the one who discovered Elena Cohen online, and thanks to prior experience in the music industry, he was able to help her gain attention from top names in the music industry. Notable names of artists that he mentioned included Taylor Swift and Katy Perry. Based on the number of followers he has on Facebook, the number of likes that he garnered on his post, and the content he posted, one can almost say that all of his claims didn't have an iota of truth in them. Instead, he was an idealist who became entitled to Elena Cohen because of the thoughts he had in his head about her. Later on, his claims about Elena's home and her address that she never disclosed to anyone made it evident that she had a one-off face-off with this online stalker. Ethunder went on to make claims that he even told Elena not to sign a contract, and a few days after she went to the studio, he was arrested because she signed the contract. Honestly, this indicates a restraining order on Ethunder was set in place, which was likely because he had been stalking Elena. In 2014, before her disappearance, Elena briefly returned to her channel before the stalking by Ethunder continued. But this time around, she went off the radar for good. There are indications that Elena Cohen is still alive today, but like she once said, she could be somewhere far away in Africa, or she changed her name because of the situation with her stalker. She was just a teenager when all of this started, but from the cycle of events, she definitely had enough reasons to stay away from the online world because of the fear of being attacked by a supposedly mentally unstable man. How does this story make you feel? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your fellow investigators. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a case. With that being said, stay safe, and I'll see you guys at the next crime scene.